Hi everyone, it's Natasha. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I want to talk about today in regards to purchasing brand new versus pre-loved high-end luxury goods. I would specify that most of my experiences is with Louis Vuitton. So I would somewhat be, the things that I'm going to mention, make sure it does or it will be applicable to the brand that you are going to be thinking of purchasing, and you might have to add or take away a few things with that just because they use different materials. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the brand new. The brand new is if you buy brand new items, not from a personal seller but from Louis Vuitton, the company. What will happen is you have a warranty on it. You also you have like a time frame. You have a time frame, and it's different from a store versus to buying it online. You have a I believe depending on the item, they have like a 14-day window, a 30-day window. I think there's also a 7-day window. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure about this, the 14 and the 30. Certain items, I don't believe they take back. I'm not sure. But like I said, there is somewhat of a warranty. Now, these warranties is like you could get your money back. Like, again, with the store, there's a possibility they might just say you can exchange it and get store credit or get a different item. The same item or same value. That's the good thing about the brand new one. And if you have any kind of problems like a nick or a scratch or some kind of issue with the item, you can always bring it back to the store or ship it back to the company, and they should be able to refund you, as well as they should be able to refund. You can choose either refund or get something else. Those are the pros. And of course, you're going to get the dust bag, the box. For whatever reason, a lot of people that have never had a brand new Louis Vuitton or a brand new luxury item, they really, really love that, especially the first time you do that. Maybe I'm just jaded, but yeah, I get excited when I get my item or items. However, is that really like a big deal to me? No, I don't really. I see a lot of people, they do an unboxing and it comes from Louis Vuitton or in a high-end store, and they get super, super excited. Oh my gosh, the box is so beautiful. I'm not saying the box is horrible, but to me, a box is a box, so it's not, I mean, yeah, the packaging is beautiful. I love it, blah, 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 whatever. I've had a better packaging experience from Neiman Marcus versus Louis Vuitton. So that one I was pretty excited. Plus, I also got a Chanel item from what I bought from Neiman Marcus. So maybe that was the difference because it was Chanel. But I'm not sure if that was because of that or it was because it was just Neiman Marcus themselves. So anyway. And also it was a holiday. So anyway, let's go back and not get everywhere. So, those are the pros, right? And, of course, you're going to have the very, like, it's completely brand new, squeaky clean, scratch-free, no stains, no use of, no look of wear on it. So you have all of that. Like, you're the first and possibly, the only owner. So that's a big con to me. I mean, that's a big pro to me. The con of that is, from my experience, is that I feel like whenever I have a new Louis Vuitton item, I am very, very careful with it. Like for a month, I feel a little bit stressed with it because I'm so worried it's gonna ding, it's gonna have a scratch, it's gonna stain. I feel like I overstress about it. And then of course, there's always gonna be something in which it will make it unique for you, which will give it your personality on it, which you know, a scratch or a little bit of stain, or it will just, the vachetta will age. And if you're new to my channel, you guys should know I love and prefer the monogram print, which majority of their prints are trimmed with vachetta leather. So you're gonna have like that super pale vachetta. It's brand new. It's like, it's just fresh, you know, it's so perfect. However, excuse me, like I said, because I prefer that bag and I prefer that print with, and majority of it gets the vachetta or vachetta, depending on where you're in the world. So, excuse me. So you're super careful, and I think that's like a big con in a way. It's like a double-edged sword. So it is a pro in a sense that it's completely like perfect. You know, you get it and it's perfect. Okay? Those are the only pros I can think of. The con of a brand new bag is probably the biggest con to me is, number one, let's be honest, is the price. But you know, you get what you pay for. So the price definitely is a big deal. I mean, to be quite honest, if there was something like there's a Louis Vuitton equivalent with like a fraction of the cost, like a quarter, I probably would. I mean, here's the thing. I probably wouldn't really care so much about it. And I probably wouldn't really love it as much. I probably would also just not really care. I don't know. It's just I guess it's just my personal opinion. But again, we're going off track again. I'm sorry. Okay, so cons. The price, of course, for the brand new one. Secondly, I get overly stressed, and I think a lot of people experience that too. I get overly stressed on making sure there are no scratches, no stains, no issues. And this is not just with the vachetta leather. I have noticed that with my damier ebene versus a monogram with the vachetta trim. I have noticed that the damier ebene, from my experience, gets scratches on the handles faster than the vachetta leather. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. They call it treated leather. I just don't know how they treat it, in which not only is it super stiff and it does hurt. For me, it hurts my skin. And over here, I will have like red marks just because I'm right-handed, and it's always usually on my right side. But I will have like red marks here, you know, like, I don't know what to call them, but they're like red marks, and they will stay there for days. This is just with damier ebene experience. And I just don't know what it is about it, but I feel like the damier ebene is a little bit more high maintenance than the vachetta leather. The vachetta leather, yes, I do treat it. I do take care of it, but you know, you would expect treated leather wouldn't really nick so fast, especially luxury high end, but it does from my experience. Faster, I mean, not like the first day, faster versus monogram. I don't really have a lot of experience with damier azur because I've had experience with one item, and I don't remember a lot of it. So that would be a big con to that. I think those are probably the two cons I can think of. It's just, you know, you kind of baby it so much. You worry about it. You worry that you're going to stain it. You're worried that it's going to... you also worry about how it actually oxidizes, or what is it called? It's in the tip of my tongue, but I can't really seem to get it out. I'm sorry, guys. It's just postpartum brain. It's actually worse than pregnant brain. So, what is that called? what is it called? Anyway, when it darkens and it has a patina. Patina, there you go. A lot of people worry. I don't like it when it's uneven on the handles. Like, I've seen a lot of Louis Vuitton items in which the handles in the middle of them, where you usually hold with your hand, is like 10 shades darker than the rest. I don't like that. Some people like it. I don't personally. Okay. So those are my only cons for brand new. Going on the Preloved, actually also for the brand new, also for the brand new, I am really disappointed also in their packaging in a way. I know I talked about like the box and how it's just the box, but I don't know. I feel like their packaging is very, very plain. You know, I remember too, I was on the phone with them and I was either going to purchase my order over I was thinking of doing it over the phone if they were able to give me something else, or because there was no change or no real no real difference versus online. I just bought my item online. So what I did was, this is a con to me too. What I did was I was talking to a client service agent, and she politely told me, because I requested for a small dust bag for my strap for, I think it was the Turin PM, or I think it was a Turin PM. I asked her and she says, oh, we don't do that. Like, immediately, we don't do that. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm buying a really expensive bag. This is $1,500 plus taxes. A teeny tiny small little dust bag, or maybe it's not that small because it's for the strap, like this big. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but she said we don't do that. So when she said that, I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna buy this online. I'm not gonna give you like a big thumbs up and like give you like a commission or like you look good because you sold a bag over the phone, you know. Like, I didn't feel like she was very accommodating. I don't know if it was just that person or that's how they're trained, but I have never asked that since then. I haven't really experienced that in the store. At the store, you know, there are a lot of things that you could get away with. You could ask them, you know, can I ask this? Can I ask, you know, like, there's a few things that you could really ask for. I didn't do that with the Chicago, Michigan Avenue branch. I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I should try that when I go back there. But anyway, so that is also a con. I think, you know, I mean, a dust bag is not an actual Louis Vuitton accessory, and for me to ask a dust bag, I just feel like it should have been that big of a deal. Anyway, moving on. We're going to Preloved category. So Preloved, I'm new in the Preloved market. I received one as a gift that's Preloved, but it was from someone that I knew personally. So I knew it was beautifully handled and loved until it wasn't anymore, and now it's with me. And I'm kind of glad that they don't like it anymore or love it, because now it's mine. That one I haven't really used very often because I have a different one, which is a lot more. It's the same age. It's weird. It was manufactured the same year, but you can really tell the difference on the previous owner of the one that I bought versus the one that I received as a gift. The one that I bought looks very aged, and it had a few stains here and there. I didn't really mind, and most of the stains were underneath. And you're not going to be holding your bag like upside down, or, you know, it doesn't really matter. I think it would matter if the stain was more of like, it was making the leather brittle and fall apart. But if it was just a color stain, it doesn't bother me at all. It's not really breaking the leather in which there's going to be a hole there one day. It was more like if you keep staring at it, it's a little bit upsetting because it just, you see a stain, you don't want to use it anymore, all that stuff. Well, to me anyway. So that is a con. Another thing is there are certain things, like these are all artificial, and a lot of them you can actually just go to Louis Vuitton and get it fixed. You have to pay for it depending on how old the item is. I believe there are certain models of items in Louis Vuitton that they have, I think, 5 years on it that they can, but this is depending per store, that they can assist you and exchange that or get that fixed for free. Excuse me. It doesn't hurt to ask. That's always what I tell people when I'm being asked, and what do you do? You ask for advice. I always tell people, when you go, especially when you go in the store, do not hesitate to ask, because it's for free and it's not gonna hurt anybody. I mean, don't be rude or anything. That's not what I'm asking, and that's not what I'm advising. It's more like you go in there and you be like, okay, this item, the zipper broke. I need your help. And this is how old, blah, 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 all this good stuff. And just be like, I've only had it for 6 months or 9 months. Like, is there something you can do for me? I mean, is this going to be complimentary? Because it's not, sorry. I'm thinking of more than, it's a bit, I've had this for a few years. Is this going to be complimentary? Or, what can you do for me? Because if it is less than a year, that will be complimentary automatically. But this is for this is for a brand new item, or if you got the item and when you got it, it was a month old or a few months old or less than a year old. And when you go there and when you received it, or a week later, but it's between the 1 year range, and you just go there and, let them know what happened, or, you want to get repaired, they should be able to accommodate that. And it's based on the store themselves. Certain stores are more accommodating than others. Certain SAs, a sales advisor or a sales associate, are more accommodating than the others. Certain managers are more accommodating than others. And again, this is a store by store policy. Okay. So there are certain items that, they are very good in dealing with that, and they will give it to you complimentary, or not give it to you, give to you the repair complimentary, or you have to pay for it. A lot of people would keep an old item, especially when it has sentimental value, and they will get that repaired, even though the equivalent of the repair is pretty much the same as a brand new item. A lot of people still do that because it's sentimental value, and a lot of people assume that the older canvases are, I think this is some kind of a myth or an urban legend, that older Louis Vuitton canvases are tougher or thicker. Okay. From my personal experience, I don't see that. I don't feel it. I think due to use and time, there are certain things that will slightly change due to aging. Number one. Number two, certain models of bags and items, they use like a different, they're all canvas, except for the non-canvas items of Louis Vuitton. They use a different, they're all canvas and they're treated a certain way, but there are some of them that they do work on a little bit more to make it a little bit more softer or harder or pliable or not. And that's due to the design of the bag. My personal experience, my personal opinion, that's what it is. So another con would be the stitching might start to come off. You know, the stitching might start to come off, and when you get something restitched by Louis Vuitton, depending on how much the size is, but the size of your item, it can start almost to $100 to probably higher. So just be very, very careful when you purchase pre-loved items. You're very careful. You know what you're doing. You're checking and making sure this is authentic, number one. Number two, make sure you know what you're getting into. Oh, it's a really good deal. It's only so-and-so dollars. Okay? Or whatever currency you're with. Okay. How long do you want this item to last? Because just because it's cheap, and they don't really sell it as, some people will sell it as junk, or yeah, some people will call it junk. That just means that they're going to be bought by people that reuse the Louis Vuitton material into like keychains and bookmarks and sandals and shoes. You know, a lot of people are very creative, and it's very, very beautiful. So if it's like above that category, make sure you know what you're getting, because a lot of people who are not an expert on Louis Vuitton, or don't have a lot of experience, I'm not saying you need to be an expert, who don't have a lot of experience, who have 0 to none experience just by looking at the pictures, never have personal experience, what happens is you might get something that is going to last you a month or a few months, and it's going to deteriorate, and you're going to be very, very upset about it, and you're going to blame the bag or the item. So make sure you know what you're getting into, and there are a few Louis Vuitton fan Facebook groups. So there should be at least one person there that could help you out. So that's another con. Also make sure, I mean, not everybody is going to be the same, but some people don't mind the smoky smell or the bad odor in it. Sometimes the previous owner of used bags can have like a weird smell to them, either if it is a smoke or just, I don't know. I really don't. I personally did not experience that, but I have read other people experiencing that, and I would like to share that with everybody. So make sure when you're going on a website or you're going to a physical store, make sure you smell it. If you're going on a website, make sure you check the details, or you ask the seller themselves or the store, whoever is selling, and ask them, is there any kind of smell to this? Anything, like a bad odor. So that's the con. The pros of a pre-loved bag, number one, is the price. Number two is, I personally do not stress out about using it for the first time. I will inspect it when I get it. I just sounded like I've done it so many times, but I've only done it twice, I think, this year. So, but yeah, I kind of sounded like, oh my gosh, I do this so many times now. No. But from me personally, I do check every nook and cranny, even though I do that through brand new bag as well. I check that, and from what I've gotten, they both smelled really good. Like, it still smelled like a Louis Vuitton bag, if that makes any sense, or a Louis Vuitton item. It did not smell like garbage or bad odor or smoke smell, none of that. So I was very, very happy with that. I was actually thinking, because there were so many people that had issues of buying pre-loved, that it would have a smoky smell or some kind of weird smell to them, and they were having a hard time getting that off. I was just thinking I would just put Febreze in it and it should be fine, but I did not need to have to do that. Another pro is it looks very beautiful. I think, like I've said in my previous videos, that every single step and process of aging Vachetta leather, for me, is every step I find it beautiful. You know, so having a vintage, vintage items, almost as old as I am. I find that very, very beautiful. Like, I don't know. I get to be in awe in the fact that this thing is almost as old as me. However, it just looks so beautiful, you know? Like a lot of different other items from, you know, you get a bag or some kind of item that is, I don't know, 10 years old, 20 years old, 15 years old, whatever, and it looks so horrible. But, you know, I got these items and they're still so beautiful, and I think they're very, very beautiful, and I'm like so in love with it. Those are my pros. So actually also what I've noticed ever since I got a Preloved item, I have noticed that the hunt of a Preloved item is, oh my gosh, incredibly addicting. I think it's the hunt or the chase, you know, because when you're doing that, you're doing so much more research. I mean, to me anyway, compared to buying a brand new bag. A brand new bag, I'm more interested in the dimensions, how much I can fit in there, how, you know, that's pretty much what it is. The dimensions, how much I can fit in there, the materials, I'm done. When it comes to a Preloved or vintage bag or an item from Louis Vuitton, I am more interested, I mean, aside from that, I'm also interested in other details. I will look at every single photo. If the seller has 5 photos, I would request more. If they're not gonna give me all the photos that I want, bye bye. I'm going to the next item. I'm going to the next seller. If you're not gonna be a very good seller, you're not gonna answer my questions, you're not gonna give me the pictures that I've requested, then bye bye. I'm not gonna waste my time, and I'm gonna move on to the next item. So those my pros are just, I think the biggest pro is the hunt, the chase of it. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I think it's just, you know, it's just one of the things I enjoy. So anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and those are my thoughts in regards to, from my experience, not really just thoughts, but opinions and experience that I'm willing to share with you guys in regards to purchasing Louis Vuitton brand new versus Preloved or any other luxury high-end good. So thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I hope you liked my video, and hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.